So hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Salem and this is Salem Stitches. I film videos on sewing tutorials, pattern drafting, and everything that has to do with fashion design. If you watched my previous video, you would know how to cut this bonnet template already. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to sew your satin bonnet, either with fabric. You can use Ankara, you can use any fabric of your choice, but preferably I use satin. So in this video, I'll show you how you can sew your reversible satin bonnet. If you have your template like this already, you are going to get two of it. For the sake of clarity, I am using these two colors so you can differentiate them and know that I am working with two fabrics. So you are going to get two round fabrics like this. The first thing we're going to do is to pin down the both fabrics together. The fine side will face the fine side. This is the wrong side and this is the wrong side. So this is the fine side and this is the fine side. They are both facing each other. Now you are going to go ahead and take your pin and pin your fabric down all round. So after you are done pinning your two fabrics together round like this, you are going to go over to the sewing machine and stitch it round this way, either by ½ inch or lesser than ½ inch, however you prefer it. But you are going to leave like 1 inch opening. So you are going to mark it 1 inch like this. So by the time you sew your fabric round this way, you will sew it all the way around. By the time you come here, you are going to stop, meaning that you are going to start stitching from this point round. When you get to this point, you are going to stop, so there can be an opening here that we would use to turn our fabric over. So I'll go over to the sewing machine and stitch this right now. So guys, I have gone over to the sewing machine and I have stitched my bonnet all the way around. So this is what I was talking about, that you are going to leave an opening here of 1 inch. I marked it from this point to this point. So I'll start my notching from this point all the way around. This is to enable the bonnet to sleep well when I turn it over. So I have gone ahead to notch my bonnet all the way around. I'll go ahead and turn it over now. So from this point, I just put my finger and grab a tip, and then with my hand, I'll just pull it out this way. You have to be careful so it does not tear. There you have it. I have turned it over. Like I explained to you earlier, the fine side will face the fine side. So when you turn it over, this is how it is going to look. I'm going to use iron all the way around. I'll press it down. So guys, as you can see, I have ironed out my bonnet. The back and the front is neatly ironed. So this is the point that has the opening. From this point, I am going to mark 1 inch for my ruffle. This depends on your preference. You can make it 1.5, you can make it 2 inches, you can make it 1 inch or ½ inch, but I'll just mark 1 inch here. So guys, I have marked half inch all the way around. I also stopped at this same point where the opening is, the 1 inches opening. So I started from this side of the opening and I stopped at the other end of the opening. I'm also going to go ahead to mark half inch from the point of my 1 inch. I'm just going to mark half inch round, but you can mark this all the way around. You don't need to leave any opening. You can just mark half inch all the way round. So guys, I am done marking my fabrics. By the time you are done on this first line, you are still going to leave the 1 inch allowance right here. So you are going to sew round on the first and you stop here. Then on the second line, you can sew all the way around without leaving an opening. So I'll go over to the sewing machine now and sew it. So guys, I am done stitching my bonnet all the way around. As you can see, this is the first round and the second round. So there is an opening here, and in this opening now, we're going to take our elastic. You are going to use a safety pin and put it inside like this. You close it up and you put it in here through the opening. Now it will pass through this first line, so you just keep going until you bring it out at the other end. Can you see how it's forming already? The ruffles are already forming and it is turning out so beautiful. So guys, we have arrived at the other end. You will bring it out like this and pull it out. Your bonnet is ready. So depending on how firm you want it to be or how loose, you are going to loosen the elastic. If you want it to be firm, you will just pull it over and it is going to be tight. But if you don't want that, you can loosen up the elastic holding this part. Be careful for it not to fall back inside. So holding this part, you will just loosen your bonnet up, and then I'll just go over to the sewing machine and I'm going to sew this point. After I'm done sewing this point, I am also going to sew the 1 inch that I left out earlier where my elastic passed through. I'm going to sew that place in. Then I'm also going to close this part where the elastic came out from, and that is the end of it.